Alright, we getting after it now. Got fueled up, got some waters, and we are headed to the first yard. It's 7:23. All in all, yesterday went pretty good. I think it's not perfect, but we're gonna have to find at least what two to pull up, you know, like we did yesterday. Well, we ended up pulling 4, but like I said, that one, well, 2 of them are not always going to be on that list. So yeah. I don't know, we're either gonna have to pull, or what we'll do is we'll run this Saturday route on Friday, and we'll run this Friday route on Saturday. Because if there's going to be a lesser, you know, if there's going to be a shorter day, we want to do it on Saturday. That's the goal, right? I mean, yeah. So for today, we have, I don't know, it should be 14.
Yeah, I think so. No, I think it was 15.
Yeah, 15.
It's actually 16 because we got Randy.
Alright, 16. So, yeah, 16 yards. So definitely a full day today, but like I say, yesterday was a full day. We do got some rain gonna hit us today, looks like. Looks like a lot of rain. So we're gonna definitely need to keep an eye on that. As a matter of fact, we probably need to reroute what we're about to do. Look at that radar and see, because I don't want to get all the way out to our farthest away and end up getting rained out, when we could potentially go over here to town and do more, you know.
I ain't got good service on the
We got the same service, so I'm in the same boat you are. From what I just seen on that radar, I think we need to turn around, but I don't know. It ain't gonna last long enough, so we're just gonna go with it.
Yeah, because once we do Posey, we got 25 minutes to get to Temple.
Yeah,
I think is what it said. Grain expected around 8:45.
Well, we wouldn't really have time to get to town and get them 2 done anyway. And if we go over there, we need to do all 6 of them, or however many it is. Alright, so yeah. Another weekend, looks like we're going to fight the rain, but hopefully this one won't be nowhere near as bad. As long as it just comes in real quick, not too heavy, and gets out of here, it ain't gonna slow us down. Because it's dry as bone. Ooh, it's dusty out there. So yeah, doing some time on this one. Like I was talking about yesterday, or in the other video, about the time and the money and how to really figure out charging and what you're generating per hour and all of that. I think there's several different ways to look at it. I don't want to get too in depth, but I do want to break this down. So we spent 34 minutes here. All right. You know, you got to times that by 2 because there's 2 of us. So 68 total minutes. And I do know that if it was one person, you know, I think 2 people don't necessarily cut it dead on 50%. I think it's more like if I was here by myself, instead of it taking me 68 minutes, I think it might take me on this property, you know, 73, 74. Just because of the it's not going to be that much. It's almost close to 50 here, but on a property where you have to weed edge, blow, and everything, just the time it takes to walk back to the truck to get the different tool, you're going to have that added extra, right? You can't cut it dead on 50, if that makes any sense. But anyways, so we got 68 minutes, right? So I've always just broke it down to the minute, and then you can just divide that back out. So 68 total minutes is what we spent here, as far as, you know, we call them man minutes, I guess, instead of man hours. So it's we charge her $100 for it. So $100 divided by the 68 minutes is the $1.47 per minute. Then you could just multiply that by 60 minutes in an hour and figure out that you generated, you know, $88 per hour. The other way that I've seen do it, which that's how I've always like kind of, that's where my mind goes when I want to break this problem down. You know, our minimum right now is the $1.33. We don't want to be under that. The other way you can do it, which is a way Florida Turf Pros, I've seen him do this. He'll take the total time and divide it by 60, which is the constant, 60 minutes in an hour. And you take that number and divide it by 100. So that's $1.13. So the price of the lawn. So 100 divided by the $1.13, it's the same thing, $88 per hour. I will say it's a little different for whatever reason that way. That $88.49. The way I did it was $88.20. But you can look at it however you want to. I think at the end of the day too, though, it is good to say check all your loans and or anything that you're doing, any job. Check the time and the price on all of them. But then also, I think you do have to keep into consideration the overall time, which is what Cody talks about, you know, from start to finish. Assuming that there's not a lot of, you know, I guess you could, I don't know, you take the fuel stop out or not. I mean, that's kind of, yeah, it's got to happen at some point. Somebody's got to fill the motors and everything up. But, you know, the other day when we did that with all of our driving and everything, from start to finish, I mean, we were at, I think we were back down to like really only $50 an hour, I think.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think we was low.
Yeah. So, but a lot of that has got to do with our traveling. And see, the issue that we have is we didn't take one location. Like, if I could go back, I feel like, I mean, we tried. We went straight to the most populated area that's closest to us. I mean, we did that.
And we ain't got barely anything in Bremen anymore.
Yeah, we don't hardly. Yeah, and I mean, you know, the one subdivision that we're only in one now, right?
We ain't in none.
Yeah, we are. Saddle Ridge or Saddle Shade, whatever that one is.
Yeah, but that one's on the outskirts of Bremen.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even know how that's a Bremen address out there.
Yeah, but those other two are kind of in the heart of Bremen. They're just not in the neighborhood. Yeah. Anyways,
but three right there.
Yeah. If we could go back, I feel like Mike Andes talks about this in one of his videos. Just go to one location and absolutely flood it. Door hangers, every door, or what do they call it? EDD, every door direct mail. Signs, knock on doors, the whole thing, which we did. We didn't do it to the extent that he's talking about, though. I will say that. We did get out the first year. We did go knock on doors. We did go talk to people. We did put signs out. We did send 5,000 postcards out into Bremen. And the year before, we sent like 750 out. And I mean, now don't get me wrong, we had a bunch of quotes, but most of the time what I find in areas like that is there's so many other landscapers and guys cutting grass that the market is flooded, the rates are drove down, and from what I see, from what I have seen, is you get a more picky customer, you get more detailed work, you know, that needs to be done as far as edging and the perfection of how it looks, but you get it at a cheaper price. I mean, well, that's what they want. I mean, that's just what I take from it. I mean, I don't know. Getting back to the point that I was gonna make, though, we spread out and really hit, let's see, Cedartown, Buchanan, Temple, Dallas, but just barely, Tallapoosa, Waco. I mean, 5-6 different little cities, and then kind of everywhere in between. I mean, And the issue that we're running into with that right now is that we don't have enough in each location for it to be a day. So we're gonna try to make that happen next year. We're gonna go to our areas. We're gonna pick our zones, whatever you want to call them, and we're gonna flood that spot. And then we're gonna take it how it comes, but we're gonna make sure that we don't go outside of those certain boundaries for those areas. And basically we're gonna try to make it to where, you know, if you take four out of those 6, I'm just assuming that all 6 won't blow up, right? Assuming that you're not gonna go get 10 in each one. Just because some of them we already got 7, 8 in, some of them we got 2 or 3 in. So assuming, right, that they're not all gonna go to 10 to 12 yards per city, and we still only have basically the 4 days on a regular month, you know, 2 days per weekend, or on a cycle, as far as every 2-week cutting. The goal would be go to Cedartown one Friday, go to, let's just say, Tallapoosa Saturday, and then the next week, say, go to Temple one Friday, and then go to Dallas, Buchanan, whatever it is, you know, call this little area right here, the next day, and then rotate like that. That would be the ideal. And then the little stragglers that we have that are kind of far out, then we would drop them to create more density per day. Now you still have to get there, but as far as once you're there, you're doing all the work in that area.
Probably blow it all as you edge.
Yeah, I hadn't been edging in a while.
No,
look how far over that was. It's been edged last year.
You don't like that?
No. No. Look at that.
We got 3 yards left. 6:20. Been a long day. You know, we've been cutting all that wet grass this year. Been fighting the rain every day. Well, this weekend, we ain't had no rain. That's one dusty son of a gun out there. Ain't no good. My eyes hurt. My nose is stopped up. But we're getting it done. You know, I don't know if I like to cut dry grass or wet grass. I like cutting dry grass, but I mean, it's so dry out here, it ain't funny. But it's looking good.
Can't really see the stripes good from right here. I don't know why. Cuts pretty good usually.
Yeah, I'm all done talking.
What? It cut good. Oh, you're done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, he's done. Yeah, so the I looked back through the estimates or whatever I sent that guy over there with all them bushes and that real nice landscape, and we basically, well, we double charged him for this visit. Well, turned out it wasn't enough. Again, the edging was ridiculous. That took a long time. I do like that golden edger, ain't that what it's called? That thing, you put a water line in that thing. If you had a little bit, I mean, I think it'd work even better with like a 27 horse or a little bit bigger power head. I think that was just 25, ain't it?
Yeah, I believe so.
But no, it did good. I mean, it really did. I like it. I think it's definitely better for setting new edges than a regular old edger blade. And Cody done got us in some mess right here now. We over here just finishing up this 1 yard. Cody comes up to me, he's like, hey, don't put the mower on the trailer. I seen a recliner up here when I was cutting up here. He said, yeah, I told him we'd give him a price on that recliner. And just tell him $50. We'll take it off. Man. You think that $50 a little steep? I mean, Well, I don't want to do it, but I think $50 might just be a little.
Whoa. I mean, we just set it on the front. We don't be able to still run our motors up on it.
Yeah, well.
Huh?
I doubt it. Alright. So. Man, y'all got to hear this. This is the best one. He ain't told me this until earlier today.
I was coming by myself a few times beginning of the season. I was going around doing everybody's first little cleanup. Most of them, you know, he'd come on Saturday. On Friday, I'd get as most done as I could. Well, one day I pulled up, and you know, it was pretty early in the morning, and I ain't seen these people all year. You know, I figured they'd come outside. They pretty early people anyway. And you know, I'm going around the house. I'm weed eating. There's a bunch of weed eating out there. I look up, and they got a hot tub. It ain't a real big one. It's just, you know, a small little outside hot tub. And I look over, and there she is. I mean, she's sitting in an air tube floating around. The air tube's just as big as a hot tub. You know, and I'm thinking, I just don't know if I'd get in an air tube, you know, in a hot tub. Because, I mean, I want, you know, all the hot water on me, not just my butt. But you just never know. Wherever floats, you float, I reckon.
What's so funny about it is I've seen that inner tube sitting over there by that hot tub, and it is one of them giant. Ain't it? It's some kind of animal, ain't it?
I'm not real sure. I would more concentrate on the human on the inner tube. You know, I know that float was just as big as a hot tub, and she was literally not even moving. You know, nowhere, no chance.
What did you do?
I went the other direction, because it's kind of awkward to have people out there watching you weed eat. I went the other direction. I come back and she's gone. She gonna get out of the hot tub. And I remind y'all, his sun's just not coming up. I started here that morning. I mean, it's early. You know, it's probably 7:30 in the morning.
Oh. And this lady's probably what? She's in her 50s.
Yeah, early 60s.
Gotta be.
Yeah,
mid 50s at least. And I have seen last year, I have seen that float sitting out there by that hot tub, but I've never seen them in there. I mean, I guess, I don't know, I never assumed it was for that, but it is a giant inner tube, and if I'm not mistaken, it's the shape of something. It may not be that funny to y'all, but if you could see, and you know, I ain't making fun of them by no means. It's more or less she's just sitting out there watching the sun come up in the hot tub. Sitting on an inner tube, not even in the water.
Yeah, I mean,
Cody said her feet was hanging off the side. I mean, I just don't understand.
I can't believe I forgot to tell anybody about it.
I don't know if I've been holding it together. I really don't. I mean, it's been real hard for me not to just keep staring on it. Now, what is going on here? Now, listen now. Let me just try to paint a little bit of the picture. So there's two 50, early 60-year-old women. They're super nice and all that, but they do something with these huts that they're built like it's an igloo, like an igloo, and there's rags everywhere on their property, tied up, different color rags, like just on the hut, and then randomly I've seen some on trees, and they've got this one area that's staked off with corners with rags wrapped around it. Is the fire pit in that same? It is, isn't it? There's a rock. Well, no, there's another one that out.
Oh,
yeah, there's another fire pit. There's two fire pits. And I had to ask them, because the way we ended up getting this yard was, it was real weird. This guy called me that knew him. He was trying to help them out, blah, 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 blah. Well, when I asked her about it, you know, she was trying to explain to me what they did, and she's like, oh, you know that guy, Tim, you know Tim, you know, and I was just like, yeah, but I really don't know him. Anyhow, so basically what they do inside these things, what she's telling me is they get in there and they get a fire started on the outside, and then they dug a hole inside that igloo thing. Now, I mean, it's just wove together with like muscadine vines, basically, just shaped, you know, and then tied together. And there's no, I mean, it's like you can stick your arm in it, you know what I mean? It's not got a lid on it, right? It's just the framing. And there's a mound of dirt right outside of this thing that came from the inside, and they heat up them rocks on the outside, and they put them in there, and Cody says they smoked them rocks. I don't know, I ain't never in my life heard nothing like that. And they got a massive one in the very back in that pasture, one that you could probably fit this truck in. What it looked like, don't it? Yeah, it's huge. The one up in the front yard is probably like a 2-seater. So I'm just saying, right? It's just, you paint this picture, and it's just always, it's just between that and the, you know, well, the whole setup, you know. And I mean, I'm not knocking them by no means, but man, if I'd have walked around that corner, son, and she just been sitting in that hot tub like a bobber, I mean. Oh, I don't know. All right, that's a wrap. We did all but one. We got time to do it, but like I said, it ain't a big deal if we don't. So we ain't. Yep. So probably make a quick pit stop on the way home when we get back to our road with the people that still owe us a little money, and see what the dealio is there. But yeah, so we had 16 on the list, so we did 15. I think we pulled out at 6:30.
Well, I mean, we were supposed to pull out at 6:30.
Oh, that's right. We pulled out
Sleepyhead over here gets
6:45.
a little bit late every day.
Yeah, so 6:45. I think we pulled out at 6:45. I would like to do though total, but I ain't going to.